Hello, this is part 2 of a series of tutorials on how to put together your 72-hour emergency kit. So far we have done under personal supplies and medication, first aid supplies, putting a first aid kit together. Today we're going to be talking about the rest of this section: bedding and clothing, fuel and light, and miscellaneous. Now you see that I added pet needs down here myself. That wasn't originally there. I felt that it was missing because we have a pet, an outdoor pet. So you may come across that as you're putting together your own 72-hour kit, that something is just missing here that isn't here, because this is just to get you started, so that you have a foundation of what you need. I'll go over a few more things from my bag today that I've added that aren't on the list as well. Alright, so now I'm going to use the list myself to go over what goes into this bag. But let me just tell you now, everything we put in the bag tonight isn't the end of what goes in the bag. This is just part 2 of what now goes into a bag. So miscellaneous is a bag or bags to put 72-hour kit items such as a duffel bag, hiking backpack, or we use the smallest of 3 of our suitcase collection for our 72-hour kits. They have wheels, handle, portable. We don't have to put it on our back. Zoe can carry hers on her back. So the bags is under miscellaneous, but the bag is up to you. How much stuff are you going to put in there and carry is up to you. So duffel bag, backpack, or a small suitcase. It's completely up to you. So under miscellaneous, you can check off your bag or bags, depending on how big your household is, for your 72-hour kit. Under miscellaneous is also infant needs. If you have an infant, we don't have an infant right now. We have an 11-year-old. Also, under miscellaneous, I added pet needs because I have a pet outside, and if we had to leave the area, then I would probably take the pet in his pet carrier and bring food. You also got to think about the extra water for him, not your water to give to the pet, but your pet's own water. Make sure you bring that. So I added it. You may or may not need to add it. Like I said, you may add things to the list or not. Alright, so that takes care of miscellaneous. Moving on to now personal supplies and medication that are going to go into your bag. Okay, so start with toiletries. Anything you want kept dry, be sure to put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm starting with toilet paper. Everybody needs their own roll of it, at least one roll of toilet paper in their bag. Okay? Alright, the next thing you need is your hygiene things. This is a personal hygiene kit that I bought from Emergency Essentials. You might remember, some of you might remember ordering some through Sister Hatch when she had this calling. That's where I got mine from. This is for 2 people. So we're talking about things like razors, combs, toothbrushes, soap, toothpaste, floss, things like that. And this comes already made, but you can make your own. You might want to make your own and pick the things that you use. You can just go to the, travel section in the Health and Beauty Aids department at Walmart, for example. Also, since this is my 72-hour kit, there's, things I have to add to my toiletries that, my husband or Zoe might not need, for example. So keep that in mind. Everything that you need for you goes in this bag. Okay, let's see. Cleaning supplies, shampoo, conditioner. Mine is all in there. Soap, hand sanitizer. Let's see. Immunizations. I have a copy of my daughter's immunizations that I keep in, of course, a Ziploc bag. I also have papers about her allergies in here that I can take with me, and I keep it in the bag, sealed up so that it won't get wet and ruined. So I've got that. All right, also says on here medication. What I do for the medication is it says to put it in there, but the thing is you don't know when you're going to use this. It's only for an emergency. So things like children's Tylenol, vitamins, Aleve, Advil, Zyrtec, prescription medicine. These are things, an EpiPen if you have that in your house. This depends on your family. But these are things that I keep in a cabinet in the kitchen. I'm not going to keep in a closet by the door in my 72-hour suitcase because I'm going to use them a lot throughout the year. So I have a notepad and pencil with my bag, and I keep it on top of the bag in the closet so that if I ever need to use this, this is my get these medicines note to remind me that everything isn't in here, and if there's an emergency, I need to grab these too. So that's my suggestion to you. If you see something that you can't keep in there year-round, make yourself a note like this and put it on the bag to remind you to put it in there so you don't forget it in an emergency. Okay, now that's personal supplies and medication. We're also done with miscellaneous. Let's move on to bedding and clothing. Change of clothing for every bag for the family. So my clothing, I have pants, a short sleeve shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and socks and underwear. Okay? I also added to my bag an emergency blanket, a hooded poncho, a cloth blanket, a cloth sheet, and also a large plastic sheet. It can be used with rope, which is on your equipment part of the list that we haven't done yet. That's part 3. Plastic sheet, you could build a temporary shelter with it, or you could lay it on the grass if you have to stop and eat somewhere random. That way you won't get dirty. Alright, so that's bedding and clothing. Oh, and washcloths. I put those in a bag. Not on the list, but everybody likes a wash. Well, I like a washcloth. Okay. Last part, fuel and light. Battery lightning. This one charges up and then holds its charge, and it has crank power. So there's also an FM radio and a lifetime bulb. This is the one we chose to get. But you may have a different one. When you go shopping, you may find you want to order, buy a different one than we did. That's the one we have. And then I also have a flashlight. These are also light sticks. Just snap them and they light up. Zoe has, all 3 of us have these in our bags because they're light, portable, and not dangerous. There's also emergency candles. I don't suggest using candles if you're staying in your home and you've got your windows sealed. It's better to have one of these lights because these, a lot of carbon monoxide if you've got just these candles going and the house is sealed up during a storm. So think about really getting one of these, but this travels if you're going somewhere else. It's good to have those. So we've got battery lighting, which is flashlights and lamps. Don't forget extra batteries for the ones that take batteries. Candles, portable lighter. And waterproof matches, but I have them in a Ziploc bag, of course, anyway. Why not? And that's it for fuel and light. So you can see that there's still some things laid out here. These are things I added extra that aren't on here. Bug spray. You can buy bug spray now. That's for the Zika virus. It's a little stronger. This one is just for the West Nile virus. So definitely get some bug spray. You're in a tropical state. If there's moisture, rain, humidity, there's mosquitoes. A whistle. All three of us have a whistle in our bags. If we get separated or we want to signal, we can use a whistle for that. Toilet seat covers. Something I added. That way you're, yeah. Okay, and then the last thing is emergency contact info on paper written down, because what if all our batteries die on our phone? We can't recharge them, but we can use someone else's phone, or we can use a pay phone to contact someone, but we don't know what the numbers are because they were all safely saved in our phone and all we had to do is press a button, so we don't remember the number. Have your phone numbers written down somewhere. So I've got the police department here, fire department, poison control, our doctors, my mom, Juan's mom, his sister, and my dad. All right there on a piece of paper, all written down. So that also goes into my emergency kit, my bag. So, like I said, I'm not done, and I would have packed this differently, so of course it would close. But I'm not done because we still have equipment and food and water, personal documents, and money coming. That's two more videos. But this again was part 2 of our 72-hour emergency kit. And if you were at church this past Sunday and you're a member of our church, you received this list from Sister Dorson for our activity coming up this month, June 28th. The ward is gathering on the 28th to learn CPR and first aid from one of our own EMTs that's a member of the Spanish ward, Brother Forrester. And I will be presenting a live demonstration of a 72-hour kit. So before you come, because everyone's invited and we want everybody to come, it's important, especially think about bringing friends that just moved down here from somewhere like, you know, up there, up north. I don't want to label any states, but that don't get hurricanes and they have no idea how to prepare for a hurricane. Whether they're a member or not, doesn't matter. We want everybody to be prepared. So think about bringing someone to get the word out. Before you come, though, check off what you have so you know what you have when you come. And then if you don't understand something on the list, write your questions on the back so that you can bring your questions if you have something to share. Or maybe you know, being there, you might know something that I haven't covered, and you can share that with the rest of the members too. So I look forward to that, and I hope you guys can pencil us in on the 28th and come. Oh, and there's ice cream afterwards. All right, see you later.